She is. I tell her this and she goes, yeah, no. You're gonna have to talk to him about the real reason why he's leaving. I'm like, what do you mean? He needs to help his family with money. And she's like, yeah, no. No. You need to ask him. So I go home that night. I wait for him to get home. And when he gets home, I'm like, okay, you need to tell me the real reason why you're leaving. And he said, I just need space, Jesse. I just need space. And I'm like, motherfucker, you need space? You're the one who wanted to do this. We did this together. No, you can't. Nope. You can't have space, bitch. No. No. I was like frantically trying to find a way to fix things because I'm like, no, I haven't spoken to my fucking father in 6 months. You can't do this shit. So it went from 0 to 100 real quick. He basically just said, I can't be in this relationship anymore. I have to go. And I lost my shit. I was so heartbroken. I remember calling my mom and just like, I could not even speak. I was like, he's leaving, and I just... Blah. It was like 3 days of me begging him not to leave. And then I went to work. Basically, my coworkers at the time were like, you need to tell him to get out today. Because he hadn't given me a definite day that he was leaving. He was just kind of like lingering and still at home. I knew he was gonna leave, but he hadn't left yet and it was awkward. So they were like, you need to tell him to get the fuck out today. So I was like, okay, yes, you're right. And I told him, get the fuck out of my house, bitch. And he was like, okay, I'll have my stuff out by today. I called my dad, who I hadn't spoken to on the phone in months, and I said, can I go by your house? Can we talk? And he's like, yeah, I don't think that's a good idea. And I said, me and Jonathan broke up. And he said, okay, be at my house at 7. So I watched Jonathan take all his stuff out. His sister was there. By the way, me and his sister still follow each other on Instagram. So girl, if you're watching this, hey. Whatever, I watched him and his sister take all his shit out, and I brought him into the bathroom. As all of his shit was already out of the house, I brought him into the bathroom and I looked at him and I said, I know all your shit is in the car and I know you want to leave, but please don't. Like, I was begging, and I said, you know, once you leave, I'm done. Anybody who's ever been in a relationship with me knows that I always say, if we break up once, we're done. We're never gonna be in a relationship again. That's just not how I work unless 8 years pass and we both become different people and we're not gonna break up for the same reason. I just don't understand the idea of getting back with someone right after you break up. Like 3 months later, nothing's really gonna change. The things that were an issue are still gonna be an issue, so you need to let time pass. So I let him know that, and he's like, no, I'm leaving. So he got all his shit and he left. Since we had a joint bank account, I was like, well then, fuck you. And I went to the ATM and I took out all our money, and I was like, fuck him, I'm taking this money, this is my money. And I went to my dad's house and I told him what had happened. And this is like a really emotional part of the story, because like I didn't expect my dad to take me back. I didn't expect my dad to ever forgive me. My dad told me, he's like, I literally had to make it as if you were dead. Like, I had to make it as if I lost a child, because that's how horrible this situation has been. You know, it's hard when you're watching your child make a mistake and you can't do anything about it and you just have to let them do it, but it's been really bad for me. And I was like, I know, I'm so sorry. And he goes, okay, so whose house are you gonna move to, your mom's or mine? I started crying and I said, you're gonna let me come home? And he's like, Jesse, don't ever let a man make you think that your family's not gonna be here for you at the end of the day. He's like, you could have called me when you were with him if something went bad, and I don't care how fucking upset I am at you, I will be there. And it was just, And so this motherfucker begged for me back for about 3 years. I would say it took him a month to realize how fucking awesome I am. No, but seriously, I would say it took him a month to start coming back to me. The number one reason I never got back with him was for my family, because I really did love this man. I don't think I loved myself enough at that time. It was so crazy that up until 6 months ago, he called me. It was a random call because we hadn't spoken in a while. I had blocked his number. And he said, is there any chance that you will marry me? And I'm like, hello to you too. How's life? And he's like, no, I'm serious. Do you see yourself ever marrying me? Because he's always said, like, you are the only woman. Like, I can have a family, I can have kids, I can be married, and I will always wish it was you. And I told him, no, I mean, I'm sorry, but I can't do that to my family. We're in different places. I'm a completely different person. You don't even know me. And about, I would say 2 months after that, I found out he was engaged. So he was asking me, and it's kind of sad for his life and for the girl that he's with, but he was asking me because he was just hoping there was some hope so that he can fucking kick this girl to the curb. But if not, he was just gonna settle. So like, it's really sad, and I guess in the end, I win, and I'm glad I'm not with his ass. But yeah, that's the story of when I moved in with my boyfriend. I definitely want to live with the guy that I plan on marrying way before we get married, but it's gonna take a long time of dating. I think I was just so desperate to get out of the house that I just fucking did it. But yeah, do you guys have any stories of stupid shit you did for guys that didn't deserve it? Put it down below. Anyway, I love you guys. I hope you liked the story time. I know it wasn't like haha funny, but I figure, you know, the more I can share with you guys, the more you know about my life, the more we become best friends. Anyway, I love you guys, and I will talk to you next week. Bye!
Rated T for teen.
I made a promise.
If you don't like it, I'm sorry. Moving on to the actual video. Ridiculous lies that I have been told by guys. Look, I'm not the cocky type, okay? And I definitely don't like to brag, but when it comes to attracting douchey liars into my life, it's like my specialty, okay? It's like my thing. I'm gonna be talking about lies that were told to me by 2 specific men, but by no means is that all the lies that have been told to me. There are a lot more. These are just the ones that stood out, and also a lot of the lies I have been told, like with the guy who Bitch Please was about and all that stuff, I said in those story times. Now, some of these lies are genuinely like hurtful. Well, one of these lies is very hurtful. The other ones are just stupid. You know those people that will lie about anything? Like you say, hey, did you go to IHOP? And they're like, no, I went to Denny's, but really they went to IHOP. You're like, what the fuck is the point? That was my ex-boyfriend, Jonathan. He's the one who I made the I moved in with my boyfriend story time about. That's his real name. His real name is Jonathan with 2 N's. God. What was I thinking? He's what I like to call just like a pathological liar because he lies for no fucking reason all the time. And you'd think it'd be like small lies, right? Like if you lied all the time, you'd have like little white lies here and there, but he lied about big shit. And I'm gonna just start with the hard hitter because I don't know what he was thinking. This leather jacket's too small on me. I could barely lift my arms. I really don't know what he was thinking when he said this, but he insisted that this is true. He told me that he opened for Boyz II Men in concert. Now, of course, when someone tells you something like that, you're like, holy shit, like how'd you do it? And he said that he was part of this group called C Note, which if you Google C Note, it's just like a group of 4 guys. None of them are my ex-boyfriend. I found a music video by C Note, but then he wasn't in it, so I asked him like, why aren't you in any of the pictures or the music video? And he was like, no, I was sick the day they were doing that. Oh, okay. And the funniest part to me is that in order to make this lie believable, he made a fake account on YouTube, allegedly. Okay, I don't know this for sure, but I have a sneaking suspicion that he made a fake account on YouTube, commented on the C Note music video, and said, where's Jonathan? If any of you can find that, link it below because it says, where is Jonathan? Only one person brought up the fact that one of the members of the group was just missing. Okay. And when I asked him if there was any video of him opening for Boyz II Men, he was like, no, I don't think you can find that anywhere. Oh, okay, you open for Boyz II Men, you don't even fucking take out your phone? Maybe snap a picture? And mind you, he can't sing. I probably should have led with that. This is another lie that he told me. We were in the Taco Bell drive-thru. My goodness, I will never forget this. We were in the drive-thru at Taco Bell, and he was like, you know that I made it to the Hollywood round of American Idol, right? And I was like, what? Are you serious? That's crazy. He's like, yeah, but I couldn't go because my throat was all messed up. Like, it just got messed up right before the Hollywood round. No way. Mind you, this is actually kind of like a weird lie because I have been told this lie by 3 different people in my life. Like 3 different individual people, not even guys that I was dating, just people, including friends, have lied saying that they made it to the Hollywood round of American Idol, but then their throat acted up. Well, that's convenient. Anyway, so in the Taco Bell drive-thru, he decided he wanted to sing me this song that, that got him to Hollywood. I don't even think that saying it was super cringy is like even sufficient. It was traumatizing to listen to. You think Christina Aguilera does a lot of runs? He was doing like 50,000 runs, but he didn't know how to do any of them. He was legitimately like, I was sitting there like, damn babe, you a good singer. It was so awkward. And he always faked this raspy thing with his voice. I was like, dude, you're gonna lose your fucking voice. He's like, that's what they loved most about me in C Note. It was the rasp I brought to the group. Oh, go fuck yourself. The next lie I'm gonna tell is like really small, but it was also the first lie that he ever told me. It was Valentine's Day and we weren't together yet. Like we weren't official. We were barely even dating. And so he got me a single cupcake. It was a red velvet cupcake and it was the ones from Publix, which if you don't know what Publix is, it's a grocery store in Florida. And I love the Publix red velvet cupcakes. But when I told him, oh my gosh, I love the red velvet cupcakes from Publix, he was like, no, I made that. And I just looked at him and I was like, no, you didn't. This is from Publix. And he was like, you can ask my sister right now. I made that cupcake. And I was just like, okay, thank you. Oh, and also when we first met, he lied to me and said that he was single when he was really in a relationship, and then I still dated him. Good job, Jesse. But really, his lying was just so bizarre. Like, this wasn't a half-assed liar, okay? This guy was fucking balls-to-the-wall liar. I mean, shit, if you're gonna lie, might as well have yourself open for Boyz II Men, you know what I mean? I don't blame him. And that's not even it for Jonathan, because it was like just a plethora of lies. Like, almost every day, I would say, was